I'm Dr. Hill from Hill Family Chiropractic, and I wanted to go over a few exercises to help strengthen and rehabilitate your ankle, especially after any kind of sprain. Inversion is very common for basketball or soccer or football, whatever that my case might be. So we're going to go over 3 key components to rehabilitate. That is going to be looking at strength, stability, and mobility. Those are the 3 components we want to address with this video. And first, with mobility, we need to have the proper range of motion, so that way your body can not only get it back on track for high performance, but also help prevent injury. And then we want to, of course, stabilize that ankle and the ligaments and the muscles and the tendons to help prevent injury in the future. And then to increase that performance, we want to strengthen the muscles and the ligaments as well. So with mobility, there's a test that you can do to help determine if your mobility is compromised or not. And you can compare one ankle compared to the next. So one thing you need to think about, anytime you're going to be rehabilitating the ankle and you want to increase the strength, stability, mobility of that ankle joint, you want to make sure that there's no structural imbalances, any subluxations that are going on in your ankle. So make sure that a chiropractor or someone actually evaluates the ankle, because that is something that will restrict you from repairing and healing like it's supposed to. And then there are additional tools, whether it's massage, active release, myofascial release, or laser therapy that can help heal up the tendons and the muscles or the tears, decreases inflammation, gets you back on the field much quicker. Just keep those things in mind as you are working on your ankle stability and strength and mobility and getting you back on the field. I'll show you in a moment against the wall, but just so you can see, with this we want to have the mobility to be able to push the knee up over top of the toe with keeping your heel flat on the ground. We want to have good mobility in there, and a good measuring tool is to have more than 4 inches above the toe. So you can measure that against the wall, meaning that if you go 4 or 5 inches away from the wall and then you lunge where your knee touches the wall, but yet keeping that heel on the ground. And you compare the two, and then you'll notice that one ankle maybe have a lot better range of motion than the other. And that's something you'll want to work on, is you literally hang out in that particular position and stretch and put weight, pushing that heel to the ground, stretching out your calf muscles and then the ankle ligaments to help rehabilitate, getting that mobility. And then something you can do to increase that over time is you can add weight. So you can add a kettlebell or a weight on there, and that'll increase the pressure to help improve that mobility. And then another thing you can do is any kind of massage, active release, myofascial. Also, you can do a foam roller. So, for example, if I was to roll this out, calf muscles, what you do is put that calf here and then go the bone over top, lift your body up, and then roll all the whole calf muscle, flushing that out. Really helps with the mobility in the ankle as well. And then another thing you can do is get on a stair and just let it hang out and drop that heel down. So, for example, if this was a stair here, lift up and then just let that heel drop down, putting pressure, doing some calf raises, and then letting it drop again to help stretch that out. So those are some tools you can help with mobility. Now we're going to go into stability. So the second key thing we need to focus on is stability. We want to have a proprioception from the ligaments, the tendons, and the communication from the brain down through the nervous system, so that way you're on uneven surfaces or agility, anything that you're doing with performance, it'll help prevent from injury as well. And so with stability, one of the first things you want to do is literally just for 30 seconds be able to stand on one foot. Okay, your brain is communicating to the balance in there to improve that, and then eventually the next thing you want to do is turn left and right rotation of your head while you're doing that to improve. That makes it just a little bit more difficult. And then the next step, as you advance from there, and you can do that well, 30 seconds each time, you want to then add in some imbalance of either a Bosa ball or a wobble disc. So with the Bosa ball, same thing, standing on one foot, and then eventually rotating left and right. and then, or you can use a balanced disc as well. And then the next thing you want to do is add in some clock, hands of the clock movements with the ankle. So what that looks like is if I'm standing on one foot, then I'm going to go to all the different hands of a clock. I'm going to go front, I'm going to go back, to the sides, each side, and then all the diagonal motions as well. Okay? All the different diagonal motions at the same time. And you want to go ahead and do this on both ankles to help rehabilitate again and bulletproof your ankles. These are some areas you start to stabilize it here, and then the next advanced level is going to be, again, same movements, except it's on the wobble disc or ball, same movements, again, challenging that ankle stability, okay? But we've got to have the stability and the firing and the communication neurologically to help prevent the injury. So that's number 2. Number 3, we're going to work into strength. So with the strength, we want to do calf raises is a great thing. So you can do one is either on the stair without weight first, doing your calf raises all the way, extending that down and all the way up, back and forth. And then you can also then add weight, holding onto a weight just like so, and doing the calf raises just like that. Okay? And then from there, another great tool is do some resistance with a resistance band. So you can use multiple different types of bands, but we want to go through all the different ranges of motion. So just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about is if we take this band here and wrap it around your foot, and we want to go ahead and go to the side. So we're resisting that motion from side to side. And then same thing, the other direction, internal rotation, right? And then we want to do dorsiflexion, right? And so all ranges of motion, you want to have some resistance. You may need to have someone help from the back, pulling it from the backside, or attach it to a bedpost or a door, depending on the band you have, where you're going up and out, and then you're going to be going up and in. So try to work all those different ranges of motion. With all these reps, you want to think about doing about 15 each direction, and then building up to 15 each direction is a great number to do. And then the next thing you can do to help strengthen is step-ups, and doing where you're on having a step or a bench. And basically, if you have your wobble disc is really effective to help add to that, because you're getting some stability along with strength, is if I have this ankle up here on the top, and if this is the one I'm trying to rehab, my left one is my injured one. But again, like I said, I recommend to shift back and forth. But what you're going to be doing is going side to sides. Okay, and forward and back. And you're going to do the same thing, opposite leg. And then when you are getting good with that, the next thing you want to do is have a line, and or you can have your band, and what you're going to be doing is one-legged hops. So back and forth. Okay, and then you want to do front and back. Just like that. So those are some great tools to increase your strength, stability, and mobility, and it's a process, one step at a time, to get you back on the field or the court or whatever it is, and to help prevent future injuries to your ankle. Thank you so much.